Ever wondered if peanut oil is a friend or foe to your health? Subscribe as we expose the evils of big food and big pharma and what you can do to stay healthy when they're trying to make you sick. Welcome to the perplexing world of peanut oil, a common ingredient that somehow remains a mystery. Like a character in a spy thriller, it's hard to tell if it's a hero or a villain. You see, peanut oil is like that enigmatic stranger at a party. It's everywhere, but no one really knows what to make of it. Peanut oil is like the unsung backup dancer of the culinary world. It's there in the spotlight, yet somehow manages to escape our attention. It's a popular choice for frying, sautéing, and even baking. It's the secret behind the deliciously crispy fries at Five Guys, and it's likely in your pantry right now. Yet the health implications of this omnipresent oil are a topic of heated debate among experts. On one side of the battlefield, you have advocates touting its high smoke point and heart-healthy fats. They'll tell you peanut oil is a great choice for high-heat cooking, and it even packs some nutritional perks. On the opposing end, critics argue that not all peanut oils are created equal. They claim that most commercial peanut oils are heavily processed, often involving bleaches and dyes. These processes, they argue, strip the oil of its natural nutrients and could potentially introduce harmful compounds. It's like a culinary version of a Shakespearean drama, isn't it? To use or not to use, that is the question. But here's the deal. When it comes to peanut oil, it's not a simple black or white. There's a whole spectrum of shades in between. The key is in understanding the nuances. It's about knowing where your peanut oil comes from, how it's made, and how it fits into your overall diet. So, is peanut oil a health hero or a dietary disaster? It's time to pull back the curtain and delve deeper. Stay tuned as we unravel the mystery of peanut oil, one sizzling fact at a time. To understand the health implications of peanut oil, first, we need to understand how it's made. The traditional process of crafting peanut oil, quite frankly, isn't as charming as one might dream. Let's dive in, shall we? Peanuts, those humble legumes, are first shelled, cleaned, and then dried. They're then roasted, which not only gives them that delicious nutty flavor we all love, but also makes the oil extraction process easier. Once these peanuts are roasted to perfection, they're ground into a smooth paste. The paste is then heated and subjected to high pressure, which squeezes out the oil. Sounds pretty straightforward and harmless, right? Well, not quite. The oil extracted this way is usually dark and contains impurities. So, it's put through a process called refining, which is where things get a bit dicey. The refining process involves the use of bleaches and dyes to make the oil clearer and more visually appealing, but here's the kicker. These bleaches and dyes aren't exactly health-friendly. Consuming oil that's been processed with these chemicals can potentially harm your health. Some studies suggest that it could lead to a myriad of health issues, ranging from digestive problems to hormonal imbalances and even more serious conditions. As if that's not enough, most commercially available peanut oils are deodorized to remove the natural aroma of peanuts. This process involves heating the oil to extremely high temperatures, which can lead to the formation of trans fats, a type of fat that's been linked to heart disease. And remember, this is the traditional process we're talking about here. It's the method typically used to produce the peanut oil that's so commonly found on supermarket shelves and in fast food joints. Sounds a bit scary, right? But hold on, there's more to the story. We'll get to that in the next scene. Stay tuned, folks. The world of peanut oil is more complex than it seems. Now, not all peanut oil is created equal. There's a brighter side to this story. Let's delve into the realm of peanut oil where the sun shines a tad brighter, the world of organically sourced peanut oil. When we talk about organic peanut oil, we're venturing into a territory where peanuts are grown without synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. This means these peanuts get to flaunt their natural goodness without any chemical enhancements. And the oil squeezed out of these natural gems? Well, that's a whole different level of healthy. But it's not just about organic farming. The way peanut oil is processed plays a significant role in determining its nutritional value. Traditional peanut oil, like the kind you might find at your favorite fast food joint, is often refined using bleaches and dyes. This not only strips away the oil's natural nutrients, but it also introduces unwanted chemicals into the mix. Not exactly what you'd call a recipe for health, right? Now imagine a different scenario. Picture peanut oil that's cold-pressed, a method that involves extracting oil at a low temperature to preserve all those lovely nutrients. This version of peanut oil retains its natural aroma and flavor, along with all the healthful benefits. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that's good for your heart. It also packs a good dose of vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that protects your cells from damage. But there's more. Peanut oil has a high smoke point. This means it can handle high cooking temperatures without breaking down and releasing harmful substances. So whether you're stir-frying your favorite veggies or grilling a juicy steak, peanut oil won't let you down. So yes, peanut oil can be a healthy choice, provided it's sourced organically and processed properly. It's got potential, folks. But remember, quality matters. Always check the label and know your source. So, peanut oil isn't all bad news, but it's not all good news either. Stick around as we peel back more layers of this intriguing oil in the next scene. So, we've seen the good and the bad of peanut oil, but here's the catch. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty details. The challenge isn't just about choosing peanut oil over other oils, no siree. It's about finding high-quality peanut oil. You see, not all peanut oils are created equal. The source of the oil, my friends, is of paramount importance. Let's imagine, for a moment, you're at the store. You see a bottle of peanut oil on the shelf. It looks shiny and nice, and the label says it's all natural. But what does that really mean? Is it like finding a unicorn in your backyard, rare and magical? Or is it more akin to those diet cookies that claim to be sugar-free, but are loaded with artificial sweeteners? This is where things get a bit murky. The oil industry, it's like a magician with a top hat full of tricks. There's a general lack of transparency that can make finding good quality peanut oil as challenging as finding a needle in a haystack. You see, traditional peanut oil, like the one used at Five Guys, is typically processed like other vegetable oils. It's often subjected to bleaches, dyes, and all sorts of unappetizing things. So, if you're picturing a humble farmer gently pressing peanuts to extract their oil, well, let's just say it's more of an industrial process than a pastoral idyll. But don't lose hope just yet. If sourced properly and organically, peanut oil can be a fantastic alternative. It can offer all the benefits we've talked about earlier without the drawbacks of those nasty additives. The key, though, is to do your homework. Research brands, check out their processing methods, and don't be afraid to ask questions. In the end, what we've got to remember is that peanut oil is not inherently bad. It's more about how it's made and where it comes from. So if you're considering peanut oil, remember, the source matters. So, is peanut oil a hit or miss for your health? As with many things in life, it depends. Let's take a quick stroll down memory lane and recap what we've learned so far. Peeking behind the curtain of peanut oil production, we've seen that traditional processing isn't exactly a fairy tale. The bleaches and dyes used can transform this seemingly innocent oil into something more akin to a villain in a horror movie. But don't go throwing out your frying pans just yet. Like the plot twist in a good thriller, it turns out that peanut oil can also be the hero of our story. When sourced properly and organically, this humble oil can take on a healthier persona. It's like Clark Kent taking off his glasses and becoming Superman. But, just like our superhero, peanut oil also has its kryptonite, and that's poor sourcing. Remember, not all peanut oils are created equal. Some are like the charming prince, while others are more like the deceptive big bad wolf in grandma's clothing. The key to telling them apart lies in the source. A high-quality, organically sourced peanut oil can be a good alternative to other oils. And who knows, it might even make your food taste like it was cooked in a 5-star restaurant. But, just like any good detective story, you need to do a little sleuthing. Look at the labels, research the brand, and don't be fooled by fancy marketing. It's a bit like dating. You want to know what you're getting into before you commit. To sum it up, peanut oil can be a hit or a miss. It can be the star of your kitchen or the villain in your diet. It all depends on how it's processed and where it comes from. So, the next time you see peanut oil on the label, remember it's a hit or miss. So, where does this leave us on the peanut oil debate? We've journeyed through the mysteries of peanut oil, delved into its production, explored its benefits, and confronted its downsides. Now it's time to wrap up this crunchy conversation. Peanut oil, like its tropical cousin palm oil, is a complex character. It can be a hero or a villain depending on its origin story. Traditional peanut oil, the kind that gives your fries at Five Guys their addictive crunch, often comes with a side of bleaches and dyes, making it as processed as the worst vegetable oils. It's like the charming rogue who, sadly, turns out to be a bit of a scoundrel. But there's another side to this nutty narrative. Sourced responsibly and organically, peanut oil can be a good alternative. It's like the underdog who, against all odds, rises to the challenge and proves its worth. With its high smoke point and rich flavor, it can be a star performer in the kitchen, gracing your stir-fries, deep frying and sautés with a touch of culinary magic. So, is peanut oil a hit or a miss? Well, it's not exactly a clear-cut answer, it's more of a depends. It depends on the source, the processing, and the way you use it. The key takeaway here is to be mindful. It's not about demonizing or glorifying one type of oil. It's about understanding what's on your plate, where it comes from, and how it impacts your health. Food choices are personal and can be complex, much like our relationship with peanut oil. But remember, when it comes to navigating these complexities, being informed is your best bet. So dig a little deeper. Ask the tough questions. Be a detective in your own kitchen. After all, it's not just about enjoying what you eat, but also knowing that what you eat is good for you. Remember, when it comes to your health, knowledge is power. So keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep making informed decisions. Subscribe and join us as we expose the many evils of the food and health industry and show you the actual good stuff.